Welcome, welcome, welcome to Off the Edge Deep Dive, the podcast where we jump headfirst into the most thrilling, thought-provoking, and sometimes jaw-dropping topics with your hosts, Cal and Tam. Let's take a deep dive into science, technology, culture, and everything in between. No shallow waters here, folks. So buckle up, because we're about to push the boundaries and go off the edge.
Okay, so get this. Today we're going deep, like really deep into AI.
All right.
And you know, it's funny because we've got like all this stuff in front of us.
Yeah.
Articles from MIT Tech Review, some crazy research papers, even like policy proposals.
Oh.
It seems like we're going all in on, you know, like the ethics of AI.
Yeah, yeah.
So where do we even start?
Well, I mean, it's amazing to me that we're even at this point.
Right.
You know, like this isn't sci-fi anymore. This is like really
Real stuff happening
right now.
Like changing the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well, speaking of changing the world, there's this one article here, right?
Yeah.
And it talks about how AI can detect cancer cells, like
Yeah.
way earlier than human doctors can.
That's incredible.
Right.
Yeah.
But okay, but then you think about it and you're like, how do we make sure that this benefits everyone?
Oh, absolutely.
Not just like a few people, you know?
Equitable access is a big question. Huge. But
Yeah.
even before that,
Yeah.
we've got to think about like how privacy.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like these AI systems, especially the ones using deep learning, I mean, they learn by going through these massive, massive data sets.
Right.
It could be your medical records. It could be your online activity.
Yeah.
It could even be your face
Wow.
becoming, you know, part of their training data.
Okay, so that's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
But-
It's a trade-off. It's a trade-off.
Right.
Yeah. It's like,
Potential life-saving advancements,
Yeah.
but at what cost?
yeah, that's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
Right.
It really is.
It's like giving up your privacy.
That's exactly what all these sources are highlighting, this tension, right?
Yeah.
There's like this one policy think tank,
Yeah.
and they suggest like strict regulations on how all this data is, you know, collected and used.
But then you have others who are saying, well, hold on, that might, you know, stifle innovation.
Right.
It's a really tough balancing act.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then like on top of all that, we have this whole job market thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's one researcher here who claims that AI could automate like
Yeah.
30% of the jobs that exist today in the next decade.
That's a lot of jobs.
Right. Yeah, that's a
It's a scary thought.
scary prediction for sure.
Yeah.
But I think if you know, if you look deeper into the research, it's not all doom and gloom.
Right.
It might actually, you know,
Create new jobs.
create new opportunities,
Yeah.
particularly in fields like, you know,
Yeah.
AI development and management, data science, roles that require, you know,
Yeah.
complex human interaction.
Okay, so maybe it's not about losing jobs.
Yeah.
It's about adapting to new ones. Yeah.
And learning new skills.
Yeah, absolutely.
That makes me feel a little bit better.
A little bit
That's what-
optimism
Yeah.
with a healthy dose of, you know,
Yeah.
realism.
Realism.
Because we need to be
Proactive.
proactive about retraining, upskilling the workforce.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, you know, one think tank actually proposed a universal basic income
Oh, wow.
to kind of,
To help with that transition.
cushion the transition.
Yeah.
A little radical, but
It's a radical idea, but definitely something to think
it's
about.
worth considering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about jobs, but what about like the scary stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Like security risks.
Yeah.
I mean, if AI is so powerful
Yeah.
that it can like do all this amazing stuff,
Right.
couldn't it also be used for
Of course.
inference?
You're absolutely right. You're hitting a very critical point.
Okay.
Several of the sources that I looked at mention the potential for, you know,
Yeah.
AI to be weaponized.
Yeah.
Think about like autonomous weapons systems
Oh, yeah.
making like life or death decisions,
Right.
or deep fakes
Okay.
used to spread like
Misinformation.
misinformation and propaganda.
Yeah.
I mean, we need safeguards,
Yeah.
both technical and ethical.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like we need to like regulate this stuff.
The regulation is
So how do you regulate?
It's something
Like,
that's
we're
ours.
constantly changing.
Right, that's the million-dollar question.
Right.
One really interesting approach that I saw focuses on regulating the intended use
Oh,
of AI
interesting.
rather than the technology itself. So, for instance,
Right.
using facial recognition for like security purposes might be okay, but using it for, mass surveillance would not be okay.
Right.
So
it's a nuanced approach.
It's a very nuanced approach
it is.
That acknowledges, both the good and the bad.
The potential for both.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's incredible how much we've actually had to, think about today.
It is.
It
really is.
We're talking about life-saving potential,
yeah.
but also, privacy concerns, job displacement, and even the possibility of AI being used for, bad things.
Yeah, it really is. It's like we've opened Pandora's box,
Yeah.
And this box is filled with both hope and trepidation.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
And it really does make you think, right?
It makes you think.
If we're giving AI so much power, shouldn't it also, have some kind of ethical code?
Absolutely.
How do we even, begin to figure that out?
It's a big question.
Yeah, it's a big question.
Big question.
That I hope everyone keeps thinking about.
Yeah.
Long after this deep dive is over.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And that's a wrap for today's video. We hope you enjoyed the journey with us. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay up to date with all our latest content. A huge thanks to the makers at Boundaries Edge for bringing this to life. Be sure to check out the channel at Boundaries Edge for more exciting videos and deep dives. Until next time, keep pushing your boundaries to the edge.